Hello, my name is James Creech. I'm a graduate student at Liberty University. Today we will be covering two modules that address models of evaluating instructional design. Model 1 is the New World Kirkpatrick model. The New World Kirkpatrick model is an update in 2016 of the original Kirkpatrick model that was developed in 1959. The new model addresses several concerns. One of the biggest is how to connect the four levels together. This has been addressed by dividing the module into two groups. The first group includes level 1, which is reaction, and level 2, learning. And the second group includes level 3 behavior and level 4 results. This is done to show that the two groups in the same level are closely related to each other and that there is a bigger separation between the two groups. Now let's take a deeper dive into looking at these different groups and levels. Group 1, once again, includes reaction and level 1 reaction and level 2 learning. Level 1 reaction can be broken down into three parts that you want to evaluate. Those parts are the engagement level, the relevance of the training, and the overall satisfaction that is initially met with the instructional design. That makes sure that it meets expectations. In most cases, level 1 can actually be simply evaluated with some sort of post-course survey that actually addresses these with some simple questions about the reaction of the learners to what the instructional design course was. Level 2 is actually the learning that we want to evaluate. This is the knowledge, the skills. Did you learn anything in the training? What are your attitudes after the training towards applying this to your real world job? Do you have confidence that you didn't have before in the training since getting the training? And are you committed to applying this training into your job? There's two different ways that we can evaluate this learning during post-training. The first two are really done very easily with an assessment. So just a simple test or quiz afterwards, whether it's a hands-on type quiz or whether it's just a knowledge check that's done simply at the end of class. The last three, in conjunction with the first two, usually are done with some sort of skills test or some sort of performance test or observation. Maybe there's an observation period of the learners to see if they're applying those skills that they've learned from the training from the instructional designer. The source of this slide is Kirkpatrick and Kirkpatrick, as well as Reiser and Dempsey. Group 2, once again, includes the level 3 behavior and the level 4 results. Level 3 is where we want to monitor, encourage, reinforce, reward what the expected behaviors are for the results of the training. We want to see if they're applying the new behavior to the job. In many cases, a retrospective survey can be the right model of evaluation for this. So we want to look at what were the behaviors before the training, and now what are the behaviors after they've had the training, and are they continuously learning still more on the job and continuing with those behaviors and everything. Level 4 can be the trickiest of all of them. This is results, because sometimes results are really hard to measure. That is it directly because of the instructional design and the training? Can we positively say, for instance, if you are training a manufacturing floor, maybe on a new piece of equipment, was it the training that led to maybe an increase in production speed, or was it purely just the new equipment that led to that? If you're looking at sales results, is the training from maybe a new sales program, is it the outcome of it? Is it because of the training, or simply maybe there was another factor? Maybe the market's changed, or there was an increase in traffic somewhere, maybe on the web or something like that, that also caused that. So it's really important that instructional design at the beginning, when you have that you have those desired outcomes of what you want from the design of the training, everything. So thank you very much. The source for this is Reiser and Dempsey and Kirkpatrick and Associates. We will now move on to our module number 2. So module number 2, we are going to look at the Stufflebeam's SIP evaluation model. So this is another evaluation model used for instructional design. The SIP model was created in the 1960s by Daniel Stufflebeam. This is a decision-oriented model that collects information to identify strengths and limitations to help improve the program and the plan for future development of the program. There are 4 areas to this model. We have context evaluation, input evaluation, process evaluation, and product evaluation. The process of this model is to move through each of the 4 areas to identify the areas of improvement. The source of this slide is Yale University. During the context evaluation, you identify the goals of the program and then who will benefit. Does it meet the needs of those that the program is directed towards? What are the resources for the program? What problems will it solve? And what is the background need for the training? And finally, what is the overall environment for the training? Source of this slide is Reiser and Dempsey and Yale University. The input evaluation, you want to ask who are the stakeholders? Are those stakeholders actively engaged? What are the strategies of the plan? What is the budget? Is that budget sufficient to be able to properly execute the plan? This is something we see quite often, is that the budgets are not properly identified, and that there's not adequate budget to do what has been desired to be done by the plan. Do you have the adequate coverage and timeline for the plan? Everybody wants something done tomorrow. Do we want to make sure that there's an adequate timeline to be able to implement this plan properly? And was that addressed during the instructional design? And what additional research is needed? Source of this is Reiser and Dempsey and Yale University. Process evaluation. So this is the 3rd area. This is where an assessment of the activities of the program are done. This is, we want to look at those programs that are in the actual instructional design and what areas of improvement are needed. You want to know what is being done well and what changes are needed. So you're looking for feedback. Source of this slide is Reiser and Dempsey and Yale University. Finally, product evaluation is the last stage. What are the outcomes of the instructional design, and are they properly addressed in the training? What is the impact and effectiveness of the learners of the training? Can this training be used to impact or influence others? What is the sustainability of the plan? How are we going to continue? How are we going to make sure that this plan this training plan of instructional design can be brought forward and that it can keep going? And what adjustments are needed to be made for the instructional design and everything? Source of this slide is Reiser and Dempsey. Finally, here are a list of the references that were used in today's training. Thank you today for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.